Ladies, gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Please be advised that this movie has no nudity.
I'm out.
Come on, Eddie. Let's go to the movies.
Yeah. I just have to wee-wee.
And we're back. Just like the Five Musketeers.
What the hell am I looking at?
A country where culture means pornography and slasher films.
If you had these boobs, you'd be obsessed with them too.
Very exciting, big event. Everybody's excited, huh?
Last time I went to the pictures, I was looking at all the jiglins. And...
We hope you'll make this a weekly visit. Bring the family. Bring your friends.
All right, we are getting into the making of... Oh, goodness. Roman exploded, ladies and gentlemen.
It was too much McP looking at his disc.
Yes. I have turned Tron into something dirty with this episode.
Just you, or is it the three of us? We did it together.
So let's take a trip, shall we? A time trip. A trip back to May of 1977, where a small independent movie named Star Wars is released.
Never heard of it.
It was small. It was only released in, I think, 15 theaters, something like that.
Lame.
Yeah. But for most of 1977 and most of 1978,
cocaine.
That was it was.
And that's why they have me around, ladies and gentlemen. Is for the random
cocaine. I have my headphones on. They came off.
Ladies and gentlemen, Allison lost her cans.
Oh man.
Anyway. Most of 77 and 78 was basically owned by Star Wars, and Disney was having none of that. Because they were the pinnacle of family entertainment, and Star Wars was stealing the family entertainment.
The family jewels.
That's right.
Speaking of family, do you know who is
related to Walt Disney?
I mean, you walked right into that one.
Is
right?
it not me?
It is not you. Is it you, Mr. Rodriguez? Disney Rodriguez. No.
Well,
I don't know. I mean, he had a lot of help.
Well, no.
Oh.
Where I am from, it's called Disney.
Disney.
Oh,
okay.
Disney. Wow. Anyways,
sorry.
Or where you're from at night, it's called Disney.
Yes. We all know Allison is a extreme descendant of Walt Disney.
Okay, so are you responsible for World War II, or do we not talk about that anymore?
No. He just made propaganda films. That's all.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
So,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
But seriously.
that's okay.
Anyway, Disney tried to fight back with the Rescuers.
Down Under?
No, just the Rescuers.
Oh.
Down Under didn't come out till like 90, 91.
Oh, okay.
And the much beloved Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo.
I liked Herbie Goes Bananas.
I liked
more.
Herbie Goes Bananas too.
I did watch Monte Carlo a lot when I was little. I liked the Herbie books.
The Herbie books.
The Herbie movies.
Herbie movies.
But I didn't understand what Monte Carlo was. That was the one where he was always driving on the side.
Because it was in Italy.
Yeah. What does that have to do
with
with
it? was on the cliffs.
Yeah.
And he was always on his two wheels.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, we take you in 1978 in the Disney meeting room. Guys, we need to come up with something right now. These f***ers in Star Wars, they're kicking our ass. They're shoving their lightsabers up our assholes. Come on, people. Seriously.
So what we're going to do is we're going to have a love bug, and it's going to drive around and go meep, meep, and have a personality.
I have an idea. We should make a movie about mice that are trying to rescue other mice with Dom DeLuise as an albatross. And,
I got an idea.
And
what
naked people.
Oh, I love it. So when do we have Songs of the South 2?
Song of the South 2 was never seen and turned into Splash Mountain. Uncle Remus was buried beneath the mountain.
And that's when Andy Dufresne figured out that there was no fighting.
Andy.
What was to become?
I could tell you that Disney prospered in 1978. I could tell you that, but I'd be lying.
Why do you sound
like... that was a pretty good Morgan Freeman at the end when I said, and I'll be lying.
No,
no,
you actually sounded like the old guy from Pet Sematary. I wouldn't put it in Pet Sematary.
Sometimes better dead than whatever. What I fucking say. Never mind. Let's get back to Disney.
All right. Boardroom adjourned.
Boardroom adjourned.
Hey guys, you sit in a movie.
Beep beep.
Of course.
So Disney needed something because they were in a very bad place. So they needed to fire back at the Star Wars juggernaut.
Sorcerer's Stone.
Enter the black hole.
Guys, I have an idea.
The black hole.
The black hole.
The black
Wait. We said no on Songs of the South too.
Oh, God. Song of the South 2, The Black Hole.
Shit.
That's horrible.
Oh, God. But Fox News will love it.
That's right. We're here for Alex Jones. Listen, everybody. What I'm trying to say is that The Black Hole was a movie about trying to own us, and they will not do. That's the best Alex Jones I can do. 1979, Disney's Black Hole looked and felt like the House of Mouse was trying to compete with both Star Wars and Alien.
But don't worry, this is going to fit in that black hole.
Ooh, the Black Hole was filled with amazing actors from the past.
The past.
Yes.
AKA old people.
Actors like Maximilian Schell, Anthony Perkins, Ernest Borgnine, Roddy McDowall, and everyone's favorite Southerner, Slim Pickens.
Is that a real person?
Yes.
Slim Pickens.
Slim Pickens. He was in Dr. Strangelove.
Oh, my God.
I'll tell you what.
I'm sorry. Nothing about any of those people made me want to go see the black hole.
So the Black Hole did not have Harrison Ford or Christopher Reeve in it like people wanted. The young people. They had these old people in it.
So it was kind of like Space Cowboys.
It was not. Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah. No, it was not like Space Cowboys. It was basically like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea in space.
Ew.
Like Space Cowboys.
You didn't like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea?
I never saw it, but I didn't like the
Squid.
no,
the ride.
The ride. It leaked when I was little, and I thought I was going to sink and die. And then I looked over, and I was like, everything has, string hanging from it, and I was like,
you
this
could see
is
the
stupidest thing I've ever seen.
It was one of my favorite rides.
Of course
See,
it was.
when I went to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea ride, it wasn't leaking. In fact, I went to the usher and I go, it's not leaking. And the usher looked at me and goes, depends.
Oh, that was a long setup for such a bad joke.
Sorry, I'm used to continuity. It's all about long and disappointing. Oh, boy.
So, matte painter for Tron. Matte painters are people who paint backgrounds to make things look bigger.
Okay.
Kind of like Tron's disc. No. Like in say the Return of the Jedi when they're all in the hangar and Han's looking at the Millennium Falcon, and there's just this tiny bit of people moving and the rest is background, and that's all. The whole thing's just a giant matte painting to make things look bigger. But this matte painting, Harrison Elishaw, who is
Can I borrow a matte painting tonight? Hypothetically speaking.
Whose father did the actual matte paintings for 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and what's the one with the pirates?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Captain Blood.
No.
Captain Ron.
Wow. Long John Silver.
Oh,
what was it? What was it? What was the one with Long John Silver?
Hi-ho.
Delicious.
It's not fried fish.
Oh
man,
puppies.
It's gonna drive me crazy. If you know the name of the movie that starred the pirate Long John Silver and not Long Dong Silver, let us know. Anyway, his son, commented on the direction of the black hole, saying the director, Tom Wilhite, had enough insight to understand that it was not a very good story. Rather than market it as a science fiction film, he decided to market the visual effects. And it was very effects-laden. It was an effects-laden movie. And releasing in December of 1979, The Black Hole failed to grab audiences.
No.
Yes.
Geez.
Audiences were saying that it wasn't cool enough for them.
Well, maybe because of that cool Ernest Borgnine.
So, did you see the black hole? No, I saw Uranus.
Well, what's funny is Disney actually understood that because they did it on purpose. They weren't trying to make a cool movie. They were trying to make a dark, gripping movie, basically 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, but in space.
Oh, so they went full on Return to Oz.
Kind of.
Interesting.
Yeah. And this actually started Disney's hesitation to successfully mark any live-action sci-fi movie that they've ever made, and they still, to this day, don't really care. Even with the animated sci-fi ones, they didn't care for Atlantis, which was really good. They didn't like Treasure Planet. Treasure Island! There it is. That was the movie.
Yeah, duh.
No.
They didn't like Treasure Planet, which was a really good movie. And John Carter, which a lot of people hate, except for us.
I loved John.
So did I.
Virginia.
I mean, it wasn't really good if you follow the book, but anyway, Disney did not like sci-fi movies. But one positive thing about the black hole, you've ruined this whole show, were the visual effects. And although this was not the first movie to use CGI or computer-generated imagery, the green grid during the opening credits was the longest used CGI sequence in film at the time. And it established that, even not wholly popular, Disney can make movies with a PG rating. Because it was dark.
As opposed to G.
As opposed to just nothing but G. Ain't nothing but a G thing.
Baby.
So let's fast forward a year to 1980.
Oh, jeez.
Steven Lisberger finally struck a deal with Disney.
Lisberger's back.
Yes.
You know why? Because he's German, and he's like,
I'm going to make the sci-fi movies because Disney, the Fuhrer said so. Oompa, oompa, oompa. He struck a deal with Disney as his company was busy putting the final touch. Disney was busy putting the final touches on their new Epcot Center and starting their Tokyo Disneyland project.
Meanwhile, in Jotunheim.
Meanwhile, at Disney Studios, it was almost a wasteland. It's true, though. It was very empty when
Teenage Wasteland.
That's right. Which is not the name of the song.
I know that.
Do you?
Yeah, it's Baba O'Reilly.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't come at
Unless you have a big disc.
Don't come at me without that big disc.
Seriously.
When Lisberger... God, my God.
Guten Tag, my name is Lisberger.
When he brought his crew in to Disney Studios, they were seen as the, quote, bad boys.
We are the bad boys.
We are the bad boys. We are the punks trying to take over the establishment.
I just got like Beer Fest stuck in my head right
What
now.
is it, Grandpapa?
Exactly.
I remember my first beer.
I want to make a movie. It is my right.
Yours sounds more German. Yours
Mine's Austrian.
Yours sounds Austrian mixed with a Muppet, and I can't figure out what Muppet it is yet. It's a little Grover, I think.
It's Peter Sellers from Doctor Strangelove.
Not for me, it's not. Because I just picture like his whole group just doing the march down Main Street.
But no, they were
Springtime for Hitler. And
oh yeah, but they were at Epcot.
They weren't at Epcot. They were at Disney Studios.
Oh yeah, Disney Studios.
And when they came in, they were the only people in like casual clothes because everyone stayed true to Walt's vision of the dress code. You know, wearing Hugo Boss.
Hugo Boss.
Because Hugo Boss dressed the Nazis.
Did they?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, he designed
What are
the
you
Nazi
singing?
uniforms. He's in producer's mode.
Oh.
When they came in, Lisberger called the studio names like the Studio Time Forgot or Dinosaurville. He said there was no energy. But after settling in and getting to know
the Nazi black hole, yeah, there was no energy. Literally, the black hole sucked it in.
But after settling in and getting to know the people there, Lisberger said that the studio began to hum with energy again. He admired the older crew, and in turn the older crew were excited for the new project, saying when Walt was alive, he was always on the cutting edge. And he was. Whenever something new came around, Walt Disney wanted to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like
Minorities.
Stop that.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Being a fan of the magazine Heavy Metal, which is a comic comic book style magazine in Britain. It wasn't Britain. I think it was all over Europe, but I think it was published in Britain. He knew of the talents of both Sid Mead and Jean Girard, better known as Mobius.
If you take the Red Bull.
Not Morpheus.
That's Morpheus.
Oh, shit.
Not to be confused with Morbius.
Or Mobius from Loki.
Mm-hmm.
But no, Mobius was a fantastic French artist for comic books. He even did a run on Silver Surfer. But being a fan of them, Lisberger wanted them on the project. After securing a lunch meeting with Sid Mead, Lisberger showed him the script, and right there, Mead started designing light cycles with childlike enthusiasm. He was on board from day one, but he had contractual obligations because he was also working on designs for Blade Runner. So his schedule was limited, and they needed a second art director. Enter Mobius.
Enter Mobius.
I just got this image of I got this image of Moby in my head.
Owen Wilson, he was Mobius.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did he name himself Mobius, or did somebody else do that?
I don't know.
Sounds pretty pretentious. Calling me Mobius.
I mean, he was French.
He sounds like a jerk.
Oh no, they said he was really fun to work with. In fact, they had him in this one of the interviews with Lisberger said they had him in this swanky LA hotel, and he said, "I have to leave. If I stay here any longer, I'm going to lose all my art talent."
Oh shit!
Because he kept getting pampered.
Oh, boy.
After a sadly disastrous rise and fall of Alejandro Jodorowsky's attempt to adapt the science fiction juggernaut Dune, which included Mobius and artist H.R. Giger, which, if you know me, you know I love my Giger. Lisberger and Disney acted on getting their hands on the French artist. Mobius single-handedly handled the shooting storyboards.
I single-handedly handled it. It's handled.
With one hand.
Another quote from Matt Painter Elishaw on his work was, "It's like having Michelangelo doing your storyboards. It's like, I'll take a break from working in the Sistine Chapel and make some storyboards." His art was that good for the movie. Mobius also designed the costumes and was always on set for touch-ups, but we'll get into that later. Lisberger only had one more hurdle before he could start shooting, and that was the look of the live action inside a computer world. How are we going to get the right glow on the characters? In fact, that was the biggest pre-production issue.
Don't say show them your desk anymore, people. Stop it.
And also, Disney was skeptical of what Lisberger had in mind, and he was asked for a test. So, using costumes and props left behind from the black hole, Lisberger did a test of his new idea of shooting black and white, and then hand-coloring the cells that need to be basically alive with color. The effect was effective, that Disney gave the first-time director his budget of $12 million and full control of the picture.
It was actually one of the highlights of the pre-screening.
Highlights.
Oh, highlights. Like highlighter, like you touch up.
Like,
oh,
yeah.
They go down as we go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
yeah, they do.
I'm sorry. The flowcharts will be a little bit longer to produce in mass production. I am single-handedly singling it out.
$12 million seems like a lot of money back then.
In 1980, probably, yeah.
Well, let's put it this way. I think the highest-paid baseball player during that time period was Reggie Jackson.
Reggie Jackson.
At like $1.5 million.
That's nothing. But this is a movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of money for something they didn't quite believe in yet.
I believe the Cleveland Barons, a hockey team, was sold for $35 million.
Cleveland Barons?
But what about the Blackhawks?
Could they not have children? Is that why they were called the Barons?
The Barons?
That's a dumb name.
You just have a picture of like a sad person sitting outside a park.
Poor Cleveland.
Oh boy.
It's just a strip with one line. So with all of that in hand, they needed a cast.
Like Box Lighter.
Like Bruce Box Lightner, yes.
Ooh. Is it Box Lightner?
Lightner.
Oh. I keep calling him Lighter. Box Lighter.
Like you're setting fire to a vagina.
Shit.
No.
So Jeff Bridges was cast as Flynn and Clue. As other actors and studios passed on Tron, thinking it was too out there, Bridges, in full dude fashion, jumped at the chance to do something, in his words, far out.
Far out, man.
And he's also said in interviews that he works really well with first-time directors, so he thought it was very lucky that he grabbed this, because apparently first-time directors bring him luck. And he's also said that the robotic, almost non-human part of playing Clue did not contribute to his role in John Carpenter's Starman, but maybe he thinks it might have done a little bit. But he didn't do Starman thinking, oh, I'll just do my Clue voice, but it was kind of just in his head.
Is it similar?
It was very inhuman. Bruce Box Lightner actually wanted to pass on this. He told his agent he didn't understand anything in the movie, and
I don't understand this movie film.
but his agent said that he
with the ROMs and the RAMs and the D-reses and the gigabytes
and the
Bruce.
and the discs and
Bruce.
the pudding pop.
Bruce, I hate to
don't know
tell
why
you
it
this.
turned into Bill Cosby.
well, that's not
Bruce.
no, that's not a place to go.
No.
Read the script again, for the love of God. Bruce, we have nothing.
In fact, Bruce Boxleitner had to receive intense training by an actual Frisbee expert to show that he was a believable fighter.
All right, so you just pull it back and you just sling it.
It's funny, they actually hired a Frisbee expert. And
So was he like some kid off
That's
of
what I was
campus?
gonna say. It's just like
some college kid off of...
some college kid that's like now a disc golf professional.
Seriously.
But it's funny because in one of the documentaries, Lisberger's son was talking about how he taught him how to do like sidearm throws and backward throws and all crazy things.
Huh.
I can't even throw a Frisbee straight.
Really?
Yeah, it's a little skewed.
You just
Skewed.
calm down with your mechanics.
Gotta get
You
that
just-
wrisk action
yeah,
going.
you
I know.
just-
I know. You see, you aim with your
Now-
wrist and you shoot with your thumb.
Yeah.
Well, what you do is you just kind of follow through
well,
with it.
what you
just,
do?
All right, McConaughey. All right.
Seriously, you just kind of take your wrist back and just let it go, man.
And
Just let
it was
go.
for some reason it was a big deal that they used actual frisbees. That wasn't like their own like Disney made discs. They used like the licensed frisbees.
Bet you Rin Tin Tin was going crazy on set.
Or Bruiser from Flight of the Navigator.
Oh.
The opening scene, it was catching frisbees. Peter O'Toole was approached to play Sark/Dillinger, but he passed when he expressed interest in playing Tron. Imagine an old British man playing Tron. I'm going to get you, Sark.
Look out!
Hey, Pete, I hate to tell you this. Off of your recent success at Caligula, we ain't got shit, dude.
I was in the movies when you were in diapers.
Was he in the black hole?
He was not in the black hole.
No, he was in Caligula. He was in couple.
Caligula.
Caligula.
Caligula was a damn good movie.
He actually was.
Just fun to say. Caligula.
Caligula.
Isn't that a type of writing?
I think
No,
so.
that's
Calligraphy.
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 I know how it's pronounced.
Calligraphy.
When Cindy Morgan was cast, she didn't know how form-fitting the costumes were, and after seeing them, she immediately went to the gym to work off 5 pounds before the costume fitting.
A whole 5 pounds.
That's a lot for like one day.
Wow.
Yeah, and especially
She
if
didn't
you're...
lose 5 pounds in a day.
She worked. It was like the next day she had to go in for a
Look,
fitting.
that's called anorexia.
That's
Yeah.
called being an actor.
That's called bulimia,
That's
actually.
that's called being Christian Bale.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
about
he
to
didn't
come
do that in one day.
It was like 5 pounds a day for the Christian
Look,
Bale.
she just threw up and didn't eat anything.
That's fine too. Like, I mean, I won't puke shame.
Well, Well, at the end of the day, they don't really have food in,
And Disney.
At Disney.
Oh, and computers.
Yeah.
you, Cindy Morgan, you get no food?
You will act before you get your food. Go back to the camp.
You get no porridge.
From the top, it's a lot of fun, it's a word of fame.
Stop that.
It's a small word after all.
Hail! Speaking of the costumes, they were full-body spandex lycra.
Yeah.
They only other consisted of foam gauntlets and a hockey helmet.
And David Bowie was pissed when they took his stuff.
These costumes were covered in electric tape strips and black Sharpie.
So they didn't have a costume designer on this.
And Elton John was pissed that they took his stuff.
No, they did have a costume.
I know. It's
Oh, I see.
Mobius.
Yes.
He's not that good. He just whips out Sharpies and...
Well, it's because they needed the black lines to make the
This guy's so
the colors.
amazing, man.
I know. He's just
so...
got Sharpies
Oh, man.
and duct tape. Oh, man.
And the cast had to wear dance belts to keep their
What's a dance belt?
their mighty discs from showing. It's basically a thong.
Oh, like a jock strap.
Yeah, it's like a jock strap, but it's a thong. And there's just the one strip going up.
Got it.
And in fact, Bruce Box Lightner liked to joke that he wore the first man thong on film.
And John Travolta said, "Lies, did you not see Staying Alive?"
Those were shorts.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Those are some shorts.
So basically somebody took Mobius's idea for Fifth Element and Lilu's costume.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much. No argument there.
And I failed to mention that Mobius did Fifth Element, yeah. And he also...
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh,
He worked on Fifth Element and he worked on Alien.
Oh. So he basically just used the same stuff over and over again.
Well, it's just his style.
Tape.
My
Luc style is
Luc
tape.
Besson is French anyway, so why wouldn't you not go with the most famous French artist that
guess.
ever existed?
But his style is pretty easy.
I just got this image of Will Ferrell
Tape.
being pissed off going, "Are you idiots? Am I the only one not taking crazy pills? It's the same look!
Yeah, it's the same look.
It's the same look!"
That's not Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Oh, I'm
playing-
sorry. Yeah, he's got to. For some reason I thought I heard
I almost call
Once
him
again-
Jim Carrey.
Once again, bringing it back to Zoolander.
Yep,
pretty
always.
much.
The
And you're listening to Everything Zoolander from A to Z.
this really is inside the scene in Zoolander.
I could talk Zoolander all day.
Is this a building for ants?
That was good. That was a good line read.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Is this a building for ants?
Yeah.
How about derelict my balls? Another thing funny about the costumes that they were so fitting that Disney made it a policy for the cast to wear robes when they went and ate at the commissary, so they wouldn't show off
Yeah, that makes
their
sense.
bodies.
Well, was it cold in the commissary?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
They wouldn't spill their porridge on their tape.
Their gruel.
No gruel for you.
So as the film went on, Mobius was, like I said, on set. He was constantly doing touch-ups with his Sharpie and his tape to make sure everything stayed connected on the costumes. Now let's talk about the sets. The amazing, gigantic, colorful sets of Tron were actually white on black, the opposite of the costumes. Black floors, black walls, black props.
Black.
All with white outlines. It was so startling for a 12 to 18 hour day that Jeff Bridges said in an interview they were encouraged to come to the lot in the most colorful stuff they could wear because the stark monochrome will mess with their brains, and they said it did.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because they're in there for 12 to 18 hours and they walk out and like the world just explodes in front of them.
Yeah.
Didn't they say the same thing in Ed Wood?
I don't know.
Did
Okay.
they?
No.
Oh.
No, it's just a black and white movie.
The exact opposite of Edward Scissorhands, where they wanted more black and white.
The entire movie, at least inside the computer world, had to be painted over, mostly by hand.
By the matte painter.
No,
Oh.
by actual Disney artists.
Oh. The talent.
And even though the rotoscoping has been used in the past, Lisberger's technique was a step beyond. They had to reverse the negative, then mask out the faces, then mask out the scene around the strips in the frames so they can get the costume parts to glow in the right spot as they painted on them.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. And to make this process easier, wow, I didn't spell that right at all.
Why didn't they just make the costumes vampires? Everyone knows that they glow.
Like in The Lost Boys? Did you know that the makeup artist for The Lost Boys did put glitter in the vampire things to make them more ethereal looking?
And the vampire things?
The vampire
makeup?
Makeup, yeah. So the Lost Boys were technically the first sparkly vampires.
That's different. Doesn't count. Lost Boys is a treasure. It's a gift.
Yeah, it's a great coming out story. To make the process of this easier, the cameras were static. They did not pan or turn or anything. They just set the cameras there, and the actors had to act around the cameras.
So no cameramen.
Well, there were cameramen.
I'm just kidding.
But it just helped make the details more vibrant.
Vibrant in black and white.
Vibrant in when they painted it. The shooting of the movie didn't take long, but it did have its own set of issues. Shooting all black, they had to use more lights than usual, which would cause brownouts throughout Burbank.
Not brownouts.
Brownouts.
Sounds funny.
From the black hole.
This just in, Los Angelinos. Yet another brownout. You can thank Disney.
You can thank the mouse for his brownout.
It's like a Robin Hood Men in Tights, where everyone just points and goes, "Screw you, Disney! Screw you, Mel Brooks!
Leave us alone, Mel Brooks!" As it happened, the city of Burbank had to shut them down twice before the crew changed to a different power set of lighting.
I wonder if you can sue for that.
You probably could. They'd probably shut them down and be like, "You do it one more time, and we're going to start charging you."
Yeah.
If you do it one
But
more
it's
time,
Disney,
we'll
so they can afford it.
Right.
We'll give you a letter, and it'll be a really firm letter.
Firm letter.
Acting on totally blank sets were hard on the actors as well. Lisberger had to constantly stop and show the cast sketches of what they were interacting with, and the actors had a constant fear of either over or underacting.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, because they had nothing to work with.
Yeah.
In a pre-CGI world, it was virtually unheard of.
Yeah.
It wasn't like today where you're like, look at that tennis ball over there and react.
Yeah.
That's a dragon.
Yeah.
In post.
Yes. The set was not all black and darkness, though. Offstage, Lisberger had arcade games set up for the cast and crew. In fact, Jeff Bridges was late for shoots quite a bit because he was trying to get the high score on the games that were there and stay at number one.
You will play Burger Time.
He told Lisberger that it was research for his character.
Hey, Jeff, we need you on set. Hold on, I'm playing with myself again. I'm going for the high score, dude.
I got a game going, man.
I wonder what game it was.
Pong.
Oh, yeah, well, that would help.
That was 82. This was around in 82.
So he played Galaga.
And that was around in 82.
The people don't know what you're pointing at.
I know, I'm making it for you. Yes, bookshelves. Bookshelves were around in 1982. So that was the shoot. Or as the crew said, the easy part.
Dun, dun, dun.
As filming wrapped, post-production began immediately, which not only included the film painting, but also the matte paintings and the mostly hand-drawn animated sets and backgrounds. This was all before they started with the CGI. Since this is Disney we're talking about, not as much CGI was used as you might think. The black sets and most backgrounds were all hand-drawn animation. Mm-hmm. Even the journey into the computer world sequence was all hand-drawn. The artists were skilled enough to mix 2D and 3D art to blend it into a living, breathing world.
I heard 2D.
2D from the Facts of Life. She was there, moving things around, going, "This is art. The computer animation was used mostly for vehicles, such as the light cycles, tanks, recognizers, and Sark's command ship.
What about the Solar Sailor?
And the Solar Sailor. And
The bright spot.
the bit. The bit was the little flying thing that went, yes, no.
Oh.
In fact, he was technically the first full CGI character that ever happened in film.
The bit. Should have been called Alan.
Well, it's a bit because it only had enough memory for 2 operations.
Instead of a bite.
2 operations. That's a weird way of saying that. The computing power of Disney Studios seems like a joke today. With the system they used, 2 megabytes of memory.
Yipes.
And 330 megabytes of storage. For example, my phone has 4 gigabytes of memory and 64 gigabytes of storage. That's 4,000 times the RAM and 2112 times the storage. Also a fantastic album by Rush.
I've heard of it. Right, Roman?
Okay.
I don't speak the English.
So these 2 megabyte computers were considered supercomputers, costing $57,000 a piece.
Good Lord.
$57,000 a piece. Does it come with cold plates and sing my praises?
Cold plates? Or Coldplay?
Ooh, Coldplay. It comes with the entire Coldplay album.
Gold plates. What is with
Oh,
you
gold.
Germans? Ah,
Germans?
Hess. We're...
Hess?
Yeah. The joke's not funny. I'm sorry, guys.
Chuck's back.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's...
Hess,
I don't know what that was.
That was-
Hess trucks here.
That was the honeycomb commercial.
Oh.
One of the more memorable moments comes at the end when Tron sends his mighty disc right at Sark's head, cracking it open. Like I said before, when he injured him. The animator was so excited about this scene, he quoted, "This was the first time a Disney character got his brains blown out on screen."
Yipes.
And apparently it was much more graphic in the test shots, and Disney said, nope, you got to tone that down.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, it was PG, right?
Yeah, and the Disney execs that saw it said it looked like just like vomit coming out of his head.
Wow.
That was the post-production, and let's go on to
PP, as we like to call it in the biz.
Yes, the PP that nobody calls it in Hollywood.
You can watch a documentary about the pee-pee. It's now streaming. I was trying to keep a straight face. I'm sorry, guys.
I'd like to talk a little bit more about Steven Lisberger.
Yes.
Ja.
Yes.
Steven Lisberger
Guten Tag.
came to the Tron. Lisberger's journey to Tron began with a big rejection.
Huge rejection.
Yeah. During his animation days, he had 2 big projects he wanted to work on. One being the Animal Olympics.
What was that?
That Allison goosed at. And the other was entitled Future Bowl.
Ooh.
Not Tidy Bowl.
Like Super Bowl.
Kind of, yes. It was an idea of an animated feature he had about a gladiatorial fighting arena inside of a video game.
With animals.
Without animals, with
okay.
people.
All right.
It's the game of the future.
With Jewish people.
With all types of people, non-inclusive.
Okay.
He was very impressed with the late 70s, with Space Invaders and the rise of the arcade games. It just blew his imagination, and he wanted to do something about it.
Something about that triangle going back and forth really gets my juices flowing. I got an idea. Wait for it. Future Bowl.
Sadly, he used his own company, Lisberger Studio,
Of course it's named after himself.
to get it made. He's not a bad person.
I'm not making him sound like one. I'm just saying. Could have been something
He just wanted to make a name for himself.
Could have been Wiener Schnitzel Productions.
His original studio name was actually Mini Studios, but he felt weird when he was telling people, yeah, I have MS.
I just picture somebody that looks like the guy from Willy Wonka that was like whispering in everybody's ears.
Slugworth?
Slugworth.
No, he looks like Jeff Bridges looks like now.
Oh, that doesn't make it as fun for me. I'm going to go back to Slugworth.
Wait, Rooster Cockburn? He looks like Rooster Cockburn?
Who's Rooster Cockburn?
No, that's more like Sam Elliott.
Rooster Cockburn is in True Grit. He's the character that...
Oh, Jeff Bridges played.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. He plays Rooster Cockburn.
Yeah, except he doesn't
How many
have gray
times are
hair
you going to
yet.
say Rooster Cockburn?
Well, that's
He
his
just
name.
likes saying Cockburn.
You know what, guys? In the name of Box Lightner, stop it.
In the name of Tron's mighty discs.
Oh, man. I got disc envy. I do.
Sadly, using his own company to get it made, he wanted to really prove that he could compete with companies like Hanna-Barbera and be like another gigantic animation studio. But without the backing or manpower, he never got Future Bowl made.
Oh, womp womp.
So, do we want to fund this Future Bowl, or do we want to make another season of Banana Splits?
I want to make another season of Animal Olympics, apparently.
with the camel kangaroo.
And then you could you could do a crossover Animal Olympics and
Fritz the Cat.
who?
Wacky Races?
Yeah, Wacky Races. Did you say Fritz the Cat?
Fritz the Cat.
Yeah, Fritz the Cat.
Is that a thing?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun kids movie.
Yeah, it's our crumb.
Yeah, kids will love it, especially if
Okay.
they're 17.
All right. You guys just have to ruin everything.
Yes. After being rejected, he
Especially
wanted to
troubleshoots.
learn more about computers, so Lisberger took a trip to the small warehouse headquarters of the Apple Corporation. He was told by one of the people there, in 10 years, every home will have a computer.
What? You guys are crazy.
When he left, Lisberger laughed and said, "They're out of their f***ing minds! What are you going to do with a computer in your house?"
Why do you sound like a prepubescent Arnold Schwarzenegger on that one?
Get to the chopper! Please! After Animal Olympics came and went,
Aww.
Lisberger put all of his effort and time into his new idea. A movie loosely connected to his old idea of Future Bowl. And he knew this would be too big to make independently. So after writing and rewriting the script, which has a whole story that's like half the book that I didn't even include because we would go into like 5 episodes just of the writing of the movie itself. He got it to Disney, and they really liked the idea after making storyboards. Like I said, with Sid Mead and then Mobius. And
We love it. We like it. Just one suggestion: change the name to Alan.
Disney Productions, in a world inside computers. Alan.
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Ooh,
Doesn't have a good ring
Alan,
to
you
it.
turned me on.
Yeah, Mobius worked on Alien, The Fifth Element, and The Abyss.
So he likes science fiction.
Yes, both him and Sid Mead did. And Sid Mead has I mean, they both have passed on, but Sid Mead died I think 2 years ago. And so it's still hard on the sci-fi
I
lover.
actually tried being an intern for The Abyss, and they said, "Why do you want to join this?" And I go, "I just want to get my feet wet."
And the rest is filmmaking
Future Bowl history.
Yeah. I want to go into some deleted scenes and Easter eggs, a couple of them. The infamous love scene between Tron and Yuri. When this
Did
happened,
she see his disc?
it's implied that his disc did
It's
come out.
PG.
Yeah,
His disc came out.
there was no ramming involved.
Oh.
Was it like Ted 2, where they unearth the sheets and just see this gold glow?
Not even that far.
No.
It basically consisted of some soft finger caressing and an implied dissolve.
So was that the first cyber sex?
It might have been. Yeah.
To think, you don't have to say BRB or mom in room.
But it was also if it would have stayed in the movie, it would have been the first movie that depicted sex in a Disney movie. Disney
Did
didn't
you
even
not watch Fantasia?
Fantasia.
Disney was so on board with Lisberger that they didn't even care that this scene was in the movie. They didn't even get to see it because Lisberger pulled it, said it slowed down the pace of the film. But the matte painter, Ellen Shaw, has just flat out said Steve chickened out.
Who's Steve? Oh, Lisberger.
Lisberger!
Okay, well, I don't like his name being Steve.
Steve and Allen.
She chickened out.
Not Steve Allen.
No.
Also, Pac-Man appears in the movie.
Oh.
Yeah. He wasn't even high on crack. In Sark's first scene, before communicating with the MCP, one of the backgrounds has a map with some circuitry and some dots, and apparently the dots were too tempting for a little yellow circle to stay away from.
Oh, did I ever tell you I lost my cherry to Pac-Man?
Pac-Man?
Yeah. I lost my cherry to Pac-Man.
Yeah. What about your pretzel?
The pretzel and the orange banana.
Anyways, please continue. I'm sorry.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of people still don't know that, so it's there. Moving into the music of Tron, it was a trend to have popular music from a group to do 1 or 2 songs for a movie, especially in the 80s. You see that a lot. Disney approached Allison's favorite band, Supertramp.
Wrong. False information. Fake news. I do not like Supertramp.
Huge.
They were really excited to do it, but due to previous obligations, they had to refuse, and the gig went to one of Allison's least favorite bands, Journey.
Wrong.
Where they contributed 2 songs, Only Solutions. Only Solutions and 1990s Theme, which was an instrumental.
Those aren't winners.
I like Only Solutions. It's a chill song.
Chill for the movie Tron.
Yes. Yeah, the action-packed song of Only Illusions.
So they kind of failed with
Only
the music.
Solutions. I don't know. The songs
not the score.
maybe.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the score.
But let's talk about the score.
Oh, of course.
Well,
Let's talk about Wendy Carlos.
Wendy Carlos.
Wendy Carlos.
So it's a girl.
It's a woman.
Okay.
I'd rather take lunch break or at least breakfast break and talk about Breakfast in America with Supertramp.
I would love to talk about
Ew.
Supertramp.
Yeah. Breakfast in America.
Yeah, I know. I know what it is. I know the cover of it. It's a waitress on skates holding a plate of pancakes?
Ooh.
Milkshake. I don't know.
It does have a beverage on it.
Orange juice.
I went to the yard and I was disappointed that there were no milkshakes. I was upset. Anyways,
But not your backyard.
No. Anyways, please.
So let's go back to Wendy Carlos.
Yeah, let's go to Belinda Carlisle. Let's go.
Wendy Carlos. She's very important for the music industry. She was an electronic music pioneer. She actually helped Robert Moog create the Moog synthesizer. She helped create the first synthesizer that basically revolutionized the world of pop music. And she
was a critical part of He-Man, the movie.
Yes, the key.
The Master of the Universe, yeah.
With Courtney Cox.
Yes. Please continue.
She was tapped to be the movie's composer, and she loved the idea because it was a computer. It was electronic. She could do anything she wanted to, and she decided to change the keys of each part of the score that changed with the different colors. So it was like a certain keys for blue, certain keys for red, none for yellow.
The yellow people didn't get any keys?
Or green.
Oh, because they were non-player characters.
That's right. After working on Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, she knew how to use music for atmosphere.
Yeah, she did.
I would say if you've seen The Shining, you've
100%.
heard The Shining.
You go on with your bad self, Belinda Carlisle.
And at this time went on to evolve that she could do atmosphere mixed with color.
I like that. I like when different things have different meanings. Like, I don't know. I can't think of any.
Like it wasn't just another John Williams score that sounds exactly like John Williams in every movie.
I guess. I mean, you love John Williams. No, I'm thinking of John Carpenter. You love John Carpenter.
Yeah. John Williams, I mean, he's good, but, well, I mean, he's 80 now.
Yeah, but you're saying you can tell when it's a John Williams score.
Yeah, and you can hear other scores in his scores.
No, I get that. No, I was talking about...
Carpenter?
No. Just never mind.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Nirvana.
Nirvana.
You said never mind.
That's not good. No, I was just trying to imply that, okay, so she had different songs or different music for blue, different music for green, not green, orange. I was just saying I like when they do that in movies, not necessarily music, but like they change the color scheme depending on that room or the person or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like subtle.
Thematic score.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't pay attention to score. I'm one of those people. But, so a lot of people wouldn't have paid attention to this.
It's a very good score. It's I mean, if you know, it sounds like Tron because they use the same music in the video game.
Beep bop bop beep bop bop boop.
Are you Wendy Carlisle? Oh my God! Look at you!
It's Wendy Carlos, right?
Yes.
You were gonna Wendy Carlos, not Belinda Carlisle.
It looks like someone's put a glitch in his matrix.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Inspired by Tron.
He's just going downhill now.
So let's go to the reception. We're done with the wedding. Let's move to the reception.
Let's get pissed.
The movie was released in, like I said, what I still consider the greatest year of movies, with titles such as The Thing,
1986.
Poltergeist, E.T., Blade Runner, Star Trek II, The Road Warrior, and many, many more in this one collection of your fantastic hits. 1982. That being said, it had a lot to live up to, and I'd say it stood its ground for a little bit. It was moderately successful and got mostly positive reviews, aside from some of the critics saying the story was a bit incoherent and hard to follow, and I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tron's presence at the box office fell quickly, though. And it was even re-released the next year to an even bigger box office drop. It did
Really? They re-released it?
It did less in 1983 than it did in 1982.
Yipes.
Yeah. Audiences, especially kids and teens, love the movie's visuals, and they love the video game setting.
Well,
It also helped that Disney and Midway collaborated to make a very unique Tron arcade game. It was like nothing anyone's ever seen, and it stood out in arcades. If you remember seeing it, it had a big black light underneath the screen, so it just glowed and popped, and it had the giant joystick.
For those of you at home who can't see, Adam was pantomiming. Basically, if he was in the Olympics and he was alone with the camera.
Olympics.
The Olympics.
Olympics. Olympics.
He lost a syllable or two.
Yeah.
You know what? Stop hating. Just start cranking.
Animal Olympics.
I'm the one drinking.
Exactly. I'm drinking the love in this room.
Ew.
Oh, Daddy didn't think that one through.
Ew.
Oh! Shit. God, don't say daddy. The film went on to be nominated for 3 Oscars.
Ooh. Let me guess. Costume. Best work with a Sharpie. Goes to Mobius.
Oh, yes. High five.
High five.
Why me? Okay. Ew.
And then Belinda Carlisle.
It was, yeah. No, not for music.
Aww. Bebop.
It was it was nominated for costume design,
Okay.
sound design,
But not her.
no, and technical achievement.
So Lisberger.
So Grease 2 won all those.
Oh my God.
Grease 2 also came out in 1982.
Yes,
Yeah,
it did.
we don't talk about that.
Okay. And technical achievement was the only Oscar they won. Yeah.
That makes sense.
The Academy actually refused them for art and special effects as they thought that using computers was cheating.
Wow, look at that.
It's weird how it goes from then to now.
Yeah,
isn't it?
that's funny.
Nowadays, you're cheating if you draw shit.
Yeah. Now it's cheating if you use hand drawn.
I want to know how many Apple computers Lisberger ended up having in his house.
I don't know. Yeah, he probably became like an eye zombie.
Mm-hmm.
I can't judge because there's a Mac behind me and I have an iPhone.
That doesn't mean you're a zombie.
I have
You're just a lemming.
2 iPads.
He's probably like 5 years later, he was like, I guess I'll buy one of those Apple computer things that the guy was talking to me about.
Why is he all sad and mopey now?
No, he's not German anymore. That's for sure.
Well, it's all that time with Disney. He's spending time in America. He's just like, I'm just a guy now.
Now he's Eeyore.
Well, in between your whittling of wood in your yort.
Yeah.
You can.
Oh, he didn't buy any apple. He didn't need that.
No.
He just whittled his wood.
Yeah, he did.
He whittled whistles, like
he
wooden
made some
whistles.
sort of rudimentary lathe.
What's a lathe?
Yeah, what's a lathe?
Wow, it's a quote from Galaxy Quest.
What's a light bulb?
Oh. Sorry.
A lathe is actually it's a tool for it. You put a piece of wood in it and it spins it really hard, really fast, and you use a tool to make like legs and stuff.
Oh, the baseball bat making thingy.
Yeah, a lathe.
Yeah, baseball bat making thing. What
Yes,
call it?
a lathe.
Dude, use the technical term. Baseball bat
making thingy.
Exactly, Steve. She touched my pippy safe.
So in about a year, we're gonna go on 40 years since Tron was released, and it still has a pretty big. I don't want to say cult following, but it had a cult following leading up into the mid 2000s.
Don't worry, they're going to die off soon.
after the mid 2000s, it relieved
itself on the golden disc.
It received a sequel movie that Allison keeps mentioning, Tron Legacy. Before that, it also received a unrelated sequel video game called Tron 2.0.
Yes,
which stars Bruce Box Lightner's son, or Bruce Box Lightner's character Alan, his son Jet Bradley.
That's lame.
Who has to go inside and fight off this new thing taking over the mainframe. It's actually a really cool game. I talked about it a lot with my interview with Shane. Yeah. There's also a whole host of collectibles, pop culture references. It was on South Park and it was on Family Guy. People still have watch parties for it. I mean, even I used the name MCP, which I'm no longer going to use now after this episode, to make my electronic music.
Wow. Nerd alert. Nerd alert.
I'll forever be known as McP now.
Better than Alan.
Even today, thanks to Shanghai Disneyland,
everyone fear Alan.
We're getting a Tron Light Cycle roller coaster here in Walt Disney World.
I've seen it.
It's being built right now.
I've seen it being built.
Yes.
It actually looks badass, but it doesn't look like it's going to be as cool as the one in Shanghai.
I don't know. I mean, the one in Shanghai, I went on a virtual ride on YouTube, and it's the same thing. It's all outside, and it's all
it's half outside, half inside,
and it's all lit, and it looks the same to me.
Okay.
So that's it. That's the making of Tron, and its legacy. I didn't want to say the word because we're not talking about legacy, but okay.
I can absolutely see the cult classic in it. I can see why it would appeal to you. But to me, it reminds me very much of, and I was thinking this while you were having the interview with Shane, because I'm basically trying to figure out why I don't see what you guys see. And my first thought was, it's very much like the jazz singer in terms of you watch a jazz singer not necessarily for the plot. You watch it because it's the first of its kind. Where you watch the jazz singer, which is a 1929 film.
Yeah, it was Al Jolson.
Yeah. And it's basically just a concert film, essentially. It's a glorified concert film. But he has one line, and he says, go ahead, Adam. You ain't seen nothing yet.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
He was Bachman Turner Overdrive?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Does he say baby?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
but
okay.
No, but anyway, so that's when
I thought I was like right in there when I was like, oh yeah, it's an Al Jolson movie.
Yeah, you did a great job. But no, seriously. So when Tron, because it had the computer effects, and that's one of the reasons why you watch it in the 80s.
Right, it had the neon glow of the 80s.
Yeah, my older brother, loved it. Me, I loved to fall asleep to it. So I mean, it's one of those things where it's the Pittsburgh Steelers to everyone else's 49ers.
Exactly. That makes no sense.
Well, what I mean by that in terms of it's your definition of what is good. Whereas other people will say in the 80s, no, the 49ers were awesome. Here's why. And you hold on to the Steelers saying A, B, and C makes them great.
So what you're saying is it's a piece of art that's subjective like a film would be.
No. I'm saying that it's like football.
You lost me.
Okay, there's this game called football, which never technically touches a foot except for three parts.
Football.
Yeah, it's more like
football is life.
No, it's not. Anyways,
it is a subjective movie.
Guys, just
all movies are subjective.
No,
it's art.
but it's a very artsy, subjective movie.
Yeah.
You either like it or you don't, I guess.
But hearing you guys talk and seeing all the amazing research that you did, I am so envious because it was a brilliant film and the heart and soul that was put into it. It is beautiful. Just to hear all the little tidbits and hear your absolute excitement. It just reminds me so much of hearing you talk about The Thing or pretty much anything with John Carpenter.
Speaking of,
nope,
not yet. Okay,
no.
All right. So, do you guys think there'll be a future after Legacy pretty much fell flat as the first movie did, even though it was loved by its fans, it still didn't do well. Do you think Disney will eventually get a third one out there, even though, especially since there's a ride coming?
Yes.
Okay.
And I have 3 words for you. Why?
Okay.
Jared frickin' Leto.
Is that still going?
Yep.
Okay. Then I'm excited.
Yeah, he's been rumored for the last 2 years to be in it, and he was posting things a lot about it right before the pandemic. So
to be fair, that movie or the Legacy took so long to make, and it went through I think 4 San Diego Comic-Cons before there was even footage. Yeah. So
I can tell you right now, if he's attached to this movie, they will definitely make it. It will definitely make money. People will definitely go see it. I'm raising my hand.
I wonder if Denis Villeneuve will do it.
Who's that?
It's the guy that did Blade Runner 2049 and Dune.
Oh,
okay.
Oh.
All right. So, Allison, what are your final thoughts on Tron?
Oh, well, I like Tron Legacy better.
Okay.
She's one of the 7 people.
We're being honest here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just because it's got the new effects. It's got Daft Punk in it. I will say that
it's got Michael Sheen in it.
I love Michael Sheen. I will say that the worst part of that movie was Garrett Hedlund. I thought he was poor casting as Flynn's son. I don't think he's a very good actor, and I feel like that brought down the movie. But overall, it was a decent movie. I think it was...
And it had Cillian Murphy in it.
I don't remember that. But
he was Dillinger's
great.
son in the beginning of the movie.
Oh, okay. But, yeah. So overall, I mean, yeah, I respect Tron for what it is. I think that they made the way for a lot of movies now, like Matrix and stuff like that,
or even Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Which has light cycles in part 2.
It does.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So I mean, I give it the respect. It's just not one of my go-to movies because I don't have a bond with it like a lot of people do. I don't have that joy of playing a video game. I can't think of when I was younger and I would go play Tron at the arcade. I just can't. I don't care about being immersed in a video game, but I understand why you guys would.
Well, I also have an unhealthy obsession for movies released in 1982.
Yes, you do.
He really does, folks. All I gotta say is 1982, and then it just gets awkward.
Yeah, then it's sploosh.
It gets very awkward.
Except for Grease 2.
Roman, your final thoughts on Tron?
It is a outstanding landmark film. When you're talking about modern films, you have to include Tron, because in terms of what it has inspired, whether it's been lampooned, whether it's been stolen from, whether it's been homage to, it has inspired so many fantastic films, which we've mentioned over the 17 hours that we take this podcast. Seriously, folks, if you're hearing this, tell our loved ones we miss them. No. But we
The doors will be open after you finish.
I don't know anymore.
Speak more about Lisberger.
I don't want to draw anymore, guys. Just give me the highlighter and the Sharpie. Oh, no.
Mobius is dead.
I'm sorry. I can't draw a straight line anymore. I can't. Just put me back in the black hole. Anyways, no, but in terms of what it has done, the legacy is far more stronger than the actual product.
Okay. I want to thank you all for joining me and these two people here.
People?
Yes.
These two people? God.
With you people.
You people?
My cohorts, my partners in movie crime.
Somewhere Mia People's like, yes, I am.
And Mario is there too. Mario Van.
Yeah.
That's his middle name, Van.
That's his middle name is Van?
No, it's his last name is Van Peoples.
Van Peoples.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Oh God. So this was our first episode and with a kind of new drastic change, and tell us what you think about it. We'd like to hear your feedback about this. Do you want to hear more like this, or do you want to hear more about our goofy short version, or do you want to hear something different that these two could come up with? Let us know, and we might listen to you. We probably won't. We'll probably still do our own thing, but I don't know.
2 out of 3 of us will listen to you.
That's true. I tend to go on a rampage. Speaking of my own thing.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Rampage, and then we would go 4 hours talking about the greatness of the movie Rampage, the adaptation, which is based off
on
of
a video game. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes, which is the opposite of Tron, because Tron was turned into a video game.
Yes.
Except Rampage made money.
That's true. Because it had DJ in it.
Yeah.
Which he goes by now.
That's dumb.
No, it's Dwayne.
Yeah, I know.
That's not what you did there.
Yeah. So October is coming up, and you know it's everybody's favorite month here, apparently. I don't know if it is for Roman.
No.
Okay.
It's my second favorite.
Oh, that's right. You're a Christmas girl.
I am a Christmas girl.
July is my favorite month.
That's my birthday month.
Right, my birthday month.
It's your birthday, too.
Hey,
There's
there
a
you
snake in my boot.
There you go.
All right, October.
Yes, October is coming, and last year I had really fun time doing the Phantasm films. But as you know, in June I did June Hughes, and that was a big success. So for Adam's Retro Rewatch for October, I am turning it into Carpentober. Carpentober. I'm going to be doing my favorite John Carpenter horror films that I've loved all my life.
Dracula 2000.
That was not John Carpenter. That was Wes Craven.
Wes Cravetober.
Wes Cravetober. Oh, that's funny.
Maybe I'll do Wes Craven next year. He has a lot. But I'm excited to do it, and I'm already hard at work on it, and they should be up weekly in October. I might have some extras going on since I'm kind of getting ahead of the game, which I didn't do with June Hughes, but thank you all for tuning into those. And if you haven't, check out our YouTube page or our channel if you want, and check out the Adams Retro Replay or Retro Rewatch. They used to be replays, but I changed it to rewatch. Allison has a new show on our channel. Tell us about your show.
I have
Allison.
one video.
Well, you just started.
I did.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
It is.
Okay, thanks.
It's got a great intro.
It does. I wonder who made it.
Come to Candyman, Charlie.
Did you know?
It was Lisberger.
Did you know Adam did that cool intro? I said I want like a Clarissa Explains It All type thing. Because it's Say Anything with Allison.
So I gave it to her.
So do you walk in a white room and do you? Like,
No.
It's more of a Saved by the Bell intro.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, yeah, I have one video up about my admiration.
Middle school
and
Saved by the Bell or high school Saved by the Bell? You got it.
Well,
high school.
Yeah, it's always going to be high school. It's never Miss Bliss.
You mean all 8 years of their high school?
Yes.
Yeah, and college years, which
we don't talk about.
Yeah.
Or the wedding special.
Or
I
the
love
reboot.
the wedding special.
The reboot where Screech is the principal.
Is the principal.
Ooh.
He's the assistant principal.
Yeah.
Belding is still the principal.
Yeah. And now we have the new class.
That's
Anyways.
right. Yeah.
So, yeah, I have one video up, and it's the subject is Christina Ricci. So.
Who's not in much anymore. Except
after I put this video up, now she's got all these like roles coming up. She's in the new Matrix. She's got a new movie or a new show coming out. Yeah, so I don't know if I helped boost her career.
You did it.
She was probably pissed for 2020. It's like, dude, this was going to be my comeback year. What the?
So it was fun, and I'll do more. I just got to figure out what I want to talk about. So
Roman, what are you doing on YouTube?
Currently I watch YouTube.
Good.
Yeah.
Do you subscribe to our channel?
I do, and I make certain to smash the like button.
Ooh, that sounds sexy.
Oh yeah, I have sometimes people watch me while I smash the like button. Like it's an awkward...
You can only do it when people are watching.
Yeah. I find I like to do that in front of people. Smash the like button. I watch the videos religiously, especially if it has me in it.
Yeah.
So not many.
So none.
Well, the
our
Zooms,
quarantine episodes.
Yeah, the Zoomcast.
I hate that word.
Oh, I say it slowly.
Zoomcast?
Ah!
Zoomcast.
It's not like I said moist.
Zoomcast.
So when
Mufasa.
you're not doing videos
or watching them,
I am.
You're not smashing the like button.
Procrastinating on putting up 1,000 different reviews. I am backlogged on reviews. I got a review on Vivo. I got the joint reviews that we.
Well, don't talk about what you're backlogged on.
Yes, tell us where we can find your reviews.
Oh, you can watch it in the bathroom stalls where I make some money.
That's you with the Sharpie, right? Next to Mobius?
Yes, actually. Where do you think you got the inspiration for the golden disc? Anyways, so getting back, so you can actually find it on cinemadnesspodcast.com. Also, you'll see links on our Facebook page, which is just simply Cinemadness, the podcast, as well as our Twitter, which has links to it, and also our personal profiles at Cinemadness is our handle.
Personal profiles.
Our personal profiles. Please
our
swipe
identity
right.
discs.
Swipe right. But yes, Cinemadness, you'll see some content whenever we post a new review or a new list, which those usually come out on Friday. You will see a link to it, so that way you can check it out. Please.
We're very active on our Facebook. That's where you find most of our stuff. We're not very active on Instagram. We don't take a lot of pictures, so it's usually just up and coming stuff, or maybe just some random movie pictures. But you can still follow us on Instagram at Cinemadness Podcast. We also have a TikTok we never use. So that's all for today. I want to thank Allison for joining us. I want to thank Roman for joining us, and a big thank you to Shane.
Oh, thank you so much, Shane.
Check him out on Rerez on YouTube. It's R-E-R-E-Z.
Not like D-Rez?
It's D-Rez with an R instead of a D.
Because he's not dead.
No. He's back. He's Rerez. He's very funny, very entertaining, very informative, especially if you're into video game peripherals. He'll talk about, he does reviews on controllers and third-party stuff, but he also talks about very bad games and very bad systems sold by very bad rappers, such as Soulja Boy. And
Soulja Boy.
Yeah, he got into a lot of trouble for his video game stuff.
Soulja Boy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You can see those videos
I think I will.
on Rerez's YouTube.
So literally, you can hate the player and you can hate the game.
And you can hate his games.
Indeed.
So thank you all for joining us. We will see you next time, and end of line.